sales. It doesn't matter if you're selling cars. Doesn't matter if you're selling homes. Doesn't matter if you're a commercial real estate agent or a residential one. Every business, every single business out there, even if you're a government contractor, has to do with sales. You cannot escape it. You think the barber shop over there is in the sales business? You think CVS is in the sales business? You think JetBlue is in the sales business? You think LA Times is in the sales business? You think your lawyer is in the sales business? How about your dentist? How about your mechanic? How about your dry cleaner? How about your title rep? How about your escrow officer? Everyone is in the sales business. And any successful business has to know, unless you're getting new customers, you're shrinking. That's the reality of the sales business. There's no, you know what? I'm not in sales. I'm an attorney. Nowadays, if partners aren't bringing in new business, what's going to happen to them? Everyone is responsible for building at least a sales component in their business. So if you want to escape it and go, you know what? I'm just going to leave. I'm going to leave this profession of sales and I'm going to do a safe job. I'll work at Caltrans or I'll be a firefighter. Guess what pays those jobs in the inevitable end? You think that cities and governments aren't in the sales business in one way or another? How do you think they increase revenue? By taxation. So really look at your job. You only eat when you hunt. So therefore, you are responsible for your hourly wage. So if you goofed off the whole weekend and didn't do nothing, what happens to your hourly wage? If you wash your car, but you make $200,000 a year, how much does that washing your car cost you? How much does washing the dishes cost you? How much does making your bed cost you? Lawyers, they bill in what increments? Anybody? 6 minutes. Reminds me of a song back in my childhood. 6 minutes. Okay? 6 minutes or 15-minute increments. How much is your time worth? How much are you worth? What is the value of your company? This weekend, I went on a little bit of a trial. I listened to and read 3 books. Okay? And I'm not saying it to impress you, but to make an impact. And I said that most CEOs in America go through how many books a year? 50 to 60 books on average. Average American reads how many? 1 book if you're lucky. What's the last book you read? Instant gratification, that's what we want. So instead of mastering your skills in this profession, rather do other things. And that's perfectly fine. But if you want to be at the pinnacle of success, you have to be able to master your time. Your time is critical. So how many people are waking up with a 4 or a 5 in front? Don't give me 555. I want a clear shot, 4 or 5. And is that a habit that you've changed? I want to hear someone tell me how much more time they have in their day now.
I can usually get up at about 4:30. I do my meditation, I read a scripture, and I just kind of let it absorb. Then from about 5 to 6, I do my morning walk, and then I come home and get my son ready for school.
How long have you been doing that?
For a while now.
Okay. You spend a lot of time in solitude, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sir.
So I wake up every day in the morning, and after I did my prayers, whatever, so and then after around 6 I go to the gym, and I go back home and I feel great about myself.
You feel great because you get to spend time with the single most important being, you. 2 hours on you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I stay in bed before my kids come driving me nuts. So I stay in bed for at least a good 30 minutes.
Do you work out?
I used to till I
What you
said-
mean stay in bed? So you're like this?
I do actually. I wake up every 6 o'clock in the morning and I just stay in
So I
bed.
want you to try something. Count backwards from 10, 10, 9, 8. Get up, go downstairs, start to walk around. Just start that and spend a little bit of time, not in bed, but in solitude, trying to do things, okay? A lot of other people have had like months and months and even a year on you, but try that. So you're waking up, just dial it back a little bit. Wake up at 5:30 and spend that time alone, okay? Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes, sir?
Wake up at 4:30,
Okay,
prepare for my sister who has cancer.
okay,
I do that every morning.
okay. All right. Ma'am?
I wake up from 4:30, 4:45, get up and walk for about an hour.
Okay.
And
That's amazing. Okay, it's great. When you wake up at that time, the rest of the world is
sleep.
dead. Because if you sleep, you're dead. That's how I look at it. Okay? Now, if you wake up at 4, what does that mean to what time you have to go to sleep? You have to go to sleep a little bit earlier. Okay? You can't just grind all the time. Sometimes your body shuts up. I operate on very little sleep, and then my body just one day will just go, and I'll have to sleep a little bit longer. But you do have to sacrifice sleep, ladies and gentlemen. That is an integral part of success. How many people here know who Jack Ma is? Nobody? Okay, he's the CEO of a company called Alibaba.
Oh.
Okay? Oh, I know Alibaba, 40 Thieves. Okay, but no, not that one. He's worth about $40 billion, and it's the real only threat to Amazon that exists. He is Amazon in China. He was talking about, his daily rituals, what times he, gets up and all this. But something really struck me about one thing that he said, and it had to do with his mental fortitude and his ability to stay focused. So remember we talked about rejection and failure so many times. So when KFC opened up in China, there was 25 job positions open. Or 24, I'm sorry. 24 job positions open, and he was the 25th one. When he applied to be a police officer, they took every single candidate but him. Rejection and failure. He applied for college 10 times and got rejected. He didn't make his elementary school, his middle school did not want him. He was known to be a failure, yet he's worth $40 billion. Now, how did that happen if he didn't have strong mental fortitude to continue? And how do you get that? By spending time alone and building this up. Building this up so it's beyond reproach, rejection, beyond limits, and really focusing in on what your greatest strengths are. And you will never find it in a book or CD. You have to find it alone by spending time with yourself. And I've been talking about solitude for the whole last week. Solitude. People are afraid this day and age. They want to be around a bunch of people to tell them what to do. But also when you're around people, yeah, you get support sometimes, but you also get what? Distraction. What else do you get? Negativity. Okay? So if you really want to propel yourself, start to read again. It's not elementary, it's basic. It's not elementary, it's basic to your existence. When you read, you are connected to your mind. Okay? The other thing is wake up earlier and spend time in solitude. And then the last thing I'll leave you with. Don't ever let somebody else tell you what you can and cannot do, but you have to be willing to go the extra mile. That means look back at your weekend, and if you didn't do shit, change it. Change it. Because there's people depending on you. Most likely yourself to get to the next level. So, if you don't want to be stressed out about your bills, about your mortgage, about where your kids go to college, about your taking care of your parents in their latter years, you can change that. You have the power. You hold a license that gives you incredible ability to have wealth. There's nothing else like real estate. But if you screw your time off and don't do the kind of shit you're supposed to be doing, guess what? You'll be out of this business lickety-split. Or you're going to be one of those people that go, you know what? You can't tell me, young man, what to do. I've had a license for 35 years. Well, what have you done with it is my question. What have you accomplished? What have you changed? What have you enacted? What legacy do you leave behind? So, it's okay you screwed off one weekend. Don't make it a habit. Make excellence your habit. So, are you ready?
Yes!
Are you prepared?
Yes!
Don't let next weekend be like this weekend. If you think you did a lot, that there's a person inside of you right now, sitting with you, inside of you, that says you can do more. If you didn't do enough, have that conversation with that individual inside of you. So, are we unlimited?
Yes!
Stand up, damn it. It is better. Are you unlimited?
Yes!
All right, let's make it sting. Let's go out there and change habits.